On September 17, 2018, Jacksonville, Florida, police would receive a frantic 911 call where a witness claimed to have heard multiple shots being fired nearby. 37-year-old Andrea Washington, a Navy veteran and a mother of 3, was discovered inside her home on 12500 EveryOnee Road. She was discovered by 2 men, Marlon Jones and Andrea's ex-boyfriend, Danny Beard. The 2 would find the veteran unresponsive in her residence where she suffered from multiple gunshot wounds. 25 caliber shell casings were uncovered at the crime scene along with telltale signs of a struggle. Andrea's surveillance system had been deactivated days prior and her cell phone would end up missing. The 2 men were taken into custody as they gave vivid details of their discovery.
She texted me, "Daddy, please help." And I'm asking her, I'm like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Oh, somebody is like chasing her, like following her. Somebody named T." So I'm like,
do you know who T is?
I don't know who he is. I don't know. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if she. I don't know if somebody cut her or what.
Got to the end of the couch by the bedroom, and that's what he saw. That's what he saw. And the shock, he turned around, he's like, "Oh, no, it failed. It failed. It came to it." And she would land on the floor.
Marlon Jones would make numerous claims and allegations directly contradicting Danny's alibi. After receiving a search warrant for Danny's belongings, detectives would find startling evidence located on his phone. Hundreds of pictures and video of Andrea being monitored through her surveillance system to what police claim to have been an obsessive amount. Using a combination of data from her ADT surveillance system and Google's geofencing services, police were able to determine that Danny's phone was indeed present at the crime scene the night of the murder. Detectives decided to question Danny once again. This time, they had more evidence. In the beginning of Danny's second interrogation, he is seated in an all-gray room specifically designed to induce neutrality. As he anxiously awaits detectives, his kinesics for the most part doesn't change much. This most likely is a visual representation of Danny preparing himself for the line of questions that will soon follow.
You alright, Dan? Alright. This is my partner, Detective Lee. Have you met him before? I don't think he was with me the last time.
What's going on, man?
I'm all right.
You have to bear with me. It's been a long day, so I'm going to drink coffee as we talk. They tell you why you got picked up today?
No.
You have no idea?
No.
Okay. You have a warrant. I got a warrant for you for murder, for Andre. So you're being arrested for murder today.
Okay. Y'all say so.
Okay. I'm sure you have a lot of questions for me, but again, this is kind of one of those things that we've been working on for a while, and you know that. Before we go any further, I'm going to read you your rights, okay? I know last time we talked, we went over your rights and everything, but I want to make sure that you understand them. Fair enough? All right. I'll sit close to you if that's all right. You know where you're at? You're at the Police Memorial Building. Today's the 7th of December, and it is 6:37 p.m. Danny, can you read?
Yes.
Can you write?
Yes.
You been drinking alcohol today?
No.
Drugs? Taking any drugs today?
Just aspirin.
Just aspirin? Nothing prescribed?
No.
I'm going to put aspirin right here, okay? No medications? You're not taking anything?
No, just aspirin, like I said before.
Do you wear glasses?
No.
Contacts?
No.
How's your mental health?
Good.
Good? Okay. If you can read this first line out to me out loud, starting with you and ending in the Constitution.
You have the rights.
His rights are read to him and the interrogation commences at 6:35 p.m. Detectives start with a brief moment of rapport development to ensure the suspect will indeed reciprocate dialogue. They begin to quickly implement the read technique, which is to analyze the facts, analyze his behavior, then calculated questions.
I know the last time we talked, I got a little bit of information about kind of, your background and stuff like that, but I kind of want to go back there again, if you don't mind, just kind of see how you grew up and everything like that. Do you have an issue with that? Okay. Didn't you tell me you grew up in Alabama?
Yes.
You did? Is that where you were born at?
Yes.
Where were you born in Alabama?
Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa? Okay. Where'd you go to school at in Alabama?
Pickens County High.
Say again?
Pickens County High School.
Okay. Any brothers or sisters or anything like that?
3 sisters.
3. I think you told me that last time, didn't you? And you've got no brothers.
No.
What about you and your dad? Are you and your dad close?
Not really.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
Or are him and your mother still together?
No.
Okay. Is your mom and your dad close?
Somewhat.
I mean, do they stay?
No.
Okay. How was your dad with your upbringing? Was he involved or not involved? Or
Not involved.
not involved at all? Did you have anybody to kind of mentor you, or is it just
Myself.
that you just
The streets.
it's just you in the streets? What about your sisters? Were they older or younger?
Older.
Did
I did have an uncle.
you did? Did he take part in your life?
Yeah.
And was he? I mean, was he a good?
Yeah.
I mean, he was a good role model. Okay. And did you finish high school, or
No.
how far did you go in school?
8th grade.
8th grade. Okay. What made you not go any further in high school?
Went to job corps.
What kind of work did you do in Job Corps? What were you trained? I know you go there for training. Is that right? What's that?
Welding.
Did you ever do anything with that?
No.
Okay. When you were growing up, did you get in trouble as a kid?
Not really.
Because I checked to see, as far as your arrests, I think I saw you had some arrests in like Palm Beach or something like that.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Over my family.
It was. Were you fighting with like a sister or mom or your dad, or
Over my sister.
what was it? Hands on or no hands or verbal? Or?
No, and they let me out, so
Okay.
they know I was just there with them.
I got you. Did you ever get arrested in Alabama?
I can't even know. It's been so
Can't.
long ago.
Okay. How did you get to Jacksonville? What made you come from Jacksonville or from Alabama to Jacksonville?
My mom.
She moved all you. And she's over on. Is she on Oak Leaf Road? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Who's she living over there with?
My 3 sisters. Well, my other 2 sisters.
Are they involved in your life? And
Yeah.
they are. Were they close to Andrea?
Yeah.
They weren't. What do they think about all this?
My mom know I ain't do it.
Your mom, she don't think you did it?
My mom know I did.
Okay. How do you feel about what happened to Andrea?
I feel sick about it. That's what I'm saying. I don't see why y'all messing with me.
The detective asks an open-ended question. Upon Danny's response, he notices untruthful behavior. His oculesics when making this specific statement comes across entirely disingenuous, as a truthful suspect will often hold eye contact in an attempt to establish their point before looking away. Here are 2 notable examples.
How can you prove to me that you were at home?
All you gotta do is call and ask my mother.
So you're telling me you didn't step foot out of the house
Not 1 foot.
Tuesday?
Not 1. I did not do that shit, man.
Okay. That's what we're talking to. We're here to investigate this, okay? That's why we're asking you all these questions.
I am guilty, as you believe, because you have me on video camera. Then okay, we'll go through the procedure. But I'm saying I'm trying to call your bluff here because since I know I didn't do it, there's no way I can be on the video camera.
Well, like I say, it's not Gamer Podcast.
Okay, well,
I've got nothing to
I'm not
gain
trying to
from
give you a
that.
hard
No.
time, all right?
Though the overall reaction will vary from person to person, detectives notice this and confronts him on the matter.
You're looking down when you say that, and you can't even look me in the eye when you say that.
I'm serious because I'm tired of y'all messing with me.
How many-
Y'all looking for the wrong person. Y'all looking at the wrong person.
How many times have I messed with you?
all this time y'all come to my house, get my cars.
Right.
I give you everything. That's what.
Wouldn't you want us to do that?
Yes, but I want y'all to find out who did this too.
Right. I did find out who did it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you realize I have a warrant in my hand right here, right?
The warrant don't
Hear me
mean
out.
anything.
You got to hear me out. You realize that this warrant is an arrest warrant for you, right?
Yes.
And you realize that I had to have a state attorney, a prosecutor, review this, and I had to have evidence to get this. And then after I have a state attorney review this, you know this goes in front of a judge.
Okay.
Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay. And
I got 3 uncles in the police. I know what all y'all doing.
where are they? Where are they police at?
Alabama.
Are they still police?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I can tell you, Danny, that you wouldn't be sitting here if you didn't kill Andrea. And this is one of those times in your life where you can make a decision to do the right thing or to keep doing what you're doing.
I didn't do this.
You did do this, Danny.
No, I didn't.
And I can prove you did it.
Okay, well, we can prove it in court.
I'm going to. But I'm sitting here having a conversation with you. I'm hoping that you'll at least be a man and at least tell me, you know what, Detective Gibson? I screwed up.
I'm not finna say that because I know I didn't.
Okay.
I know I didn't. So I'm not finna sit there and tell you that to you.
Okay. I'm telling you that I have evidence that says otherwise.
Take me to jail. Let's go to court.
So you don't want to even talk about it?
No.
What's that?
No.
Okay. All right. You don't want to sit here and talk to me and try to figure
for what?
Well, I want to make sure that I'm clear that you just said you don't want to talk and you want to go to jail. So I want to make sure that I understand that you don't want to talk anymore. That you're done.
I don't need to talk about this because I know I didn't do it.
Okay. So you're telling me that you don't want to talk to me.
I'm talking to you now.
You don't want to talk to me about this case.
Well, let's talk.
What's that?
Let's talk.
You just told me that you didn't want to talk.
You want to talk or not?
No, I do, but I want to make sure.
Okay, I'm sitting here, so let's talk.
I want to make sure I understand that fact that you told me at first that you don't want to talk and you don't want to go to jail, but now you're telling me that you're willing to talk to me.
Okay, so let's talk. Whatever it's going to go in court anyway. So.
A subtle yet notable moment. The detective poses an option whether to elaborate on the topic or return back to his cell. This split-second decision highlights Danny's prime focus, which is to maintain self-preservation rather than aid the investigation of his ex-girlfriend. If he wasn't a suspect before, he most certainly is now.
So,
tell me why you think that you're sitting in here.
Well, I really don't know. You saying I did it,
right?
But I know I did it.
Okay. First time we talked, you told me that you were over at your house when you got some text messages from Andrea.
Yes.
Saying that she needed help and that you went over there after you went and picked up Jones, that you and Jones went over there together.
Yes.
And that you found her.
Yes.
And I'm telling you right now that I can prove that's not true. I have evidence to prove that you were at that house before that.
Yes. Yes, I was at the house before that, yes. Okay. I went and picked up her charger key. Okay. She gave me the charger key.
What time did you pick up the charger key?
It was about 9 something.
What time did you get there?
I can't remember the exact time.
Do you know what time you left?
I can't remember. It went shortly after she gave me the key.
So you're telling me you got there at 9 something?
It's between 9:30 and 10 or something like that.
Did you go in the house?
Hmm?
Did you go in the house?
Yes. She opened the door and let me in.
Okay. And were you there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes?
Probably 15, 20 minutes.
Did you guys argue?
No.
There was no arguing between you two?
No. She gave me the key.
And then you left?
Because she know how my car is. She know my car, I had to put it in the shop and get the oil change. My tire was bad, so she gave me the charger key. I still got the charger key.
When you left, did you go straight home?
Yeah, I went straight home.
And how long were you at home before you started getting messages from her?
She started mentioning me about 11 something.
She started. How long had you been? Had you been home for?
Yeah, I went home.
Been home for an hour, 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Like 30, 35, 45 minutes.
So if you started getting messages from her about 11, you're saying you were at the house for about 30 to 45 minutes.
Yes.
At her house, or at your house,
In my house.
before you got that. So you're telling me that you were probably at your house by at least 10:15.
Yeah, like
Okay.
that.
Right. I know that's not true. I know what time you got to her house, Danny, and it wasn't after 9.
Okay, I don't know the exact times.
Okay. You're not even.
You're asking me.
What you're telling me is not true. You didn't just go over there for.
I went over there and get the charger key. The charger key is still in my car now.
Okay. I'm not saying you didn't get a charger key, but I'm telling you that you weren't over there for any 20 minutes. You were over there for some time. And you were the only one over there. Because nobody else came in that house. And I know this for a fact. I'm not going to lay out my whole case, but you know how I know.
I already know who was all over her house.
Okay.
So she told me it was her friend D.
Yeah, her friend D left probably about 7 o'clock that night. Probably about 7:15. Somewhere in that time frame, she was gone. So I'm giving you a chance. This is your chance, Danny. If you want to look like a monster and a cold-blooded killer, then that's what you're going to look like. But if you came over there and things just went wrong and it was an accident or you lost your temper or it was a mistake, then now's the time for you to tell me. But if you want to stick to the fact that we're crazy and all this evidence I have is bullshit, you're going to look terrible. Okay, people understand when people screw up and make a mistake.
I didn't make no mistake because I know I didn't do this. I put my right hand to God. I didn't do this.
Okay.
The investigator empathized with Danny in order to coax him into a confession. What's more interesting about this case is Danny's confidence as well as the length of which he'll go to preserve his innocence. His answers to detectives' questions at times comes across completely genuine and logical, but isn't fooling detectives one bit.
Why did you tell me you didn't own a gun?
I didn't. She did.
No, you told me that you didn't own a gun.
I never owned a gun.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. She had a little. I mean, when I first got to Florida, I had a 25. She had a 22,
Mm-hmm.
and she kept it up in a box in her closet.
When I interviewed you, I specifically asked you if she owned a gun, and you specifically told me that she did not own a gun.
But
And you
told
gotta let me finish. You interrupted me.
Okay,
I'll let
go
you
ahead.
talk. You specifically told me that she did not own a gun, and you told me that she wouldn't own a gun. I mean, that was your word. She was like, she didn't.
She's in the Navy.
I'm telling you what you told me. This is what you told me.
Okay.
Okay, and then I have other people who have given me testimony saying they saw that gun in your
I'm
house.
not worried about them.
Okay, well, you
I'm
should
not
be
about
worried,
other- I'm
Danny.
not worried about other people.
You should be worried. Where did you park when you went over there to get the charger key?
I parked because I ain't supposed to. She told me to park at the at the mailbox.
You parked in the mailbox.
Yes,
Okay,
because
and then
she didn't want me to park in front of the house.
And how did you know that?
She told me.
When did she tell you that?
She told me on Messenger.
On
she
Messenger?
called me.
She told you to park in the mailbox?
Yes.
That's not true. Because I looked on there and that message isn't there. But I do know you called her. You
Okay.
called her at 8:55
Yes.
when you were
I
there.
said on Messenger. I didn't say on
Right.
Messenger text. On Messenger. She told
But
me to
you
park
called
in the
her.
mailbox.
When you got there.
Okay, so you didn't see no calls from her on there.
I did.
To me. Okay.
But, you know, when you tell me, oh, I'm over there after 9, that's just not true.
I really don't know the time thing.
And you weren't over there for any 15 minutes, I'll tell you that. I know that for a fact.
Okay. I'm not finna admit to something I didn't do.
Okay.
As detectives recount numerous contradictions in Danny's statement, they begin to discuss physical as well as verbal altercations Andrea have reported to police in the past.
God knows I would never do this.
Well, she says that you put your hands on her
Who?
before you killed her, Andre.
I put my hands on her.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That ain't what she told my mama.
Well, I'm telling you what she's told the police, what she told the Navy, and what she told all her friends on her Facebook
One
Messenger.
thing I'm not worried about is the Navy. Navy can't
Well, I know
touch
you
me.
ain't worried. You even put messages on there that they can't touch you. You ain't in the Navy.
Well, they can't.
And you're right. I'm just saying that that's the extent that she went to. She let everybody know what you did to her.
Mm-hmm.
and she took pictures and let everyone know what you did to her doors, and she was pissed, and she was asking you to pay her doors back, and you were telling her you were going to pay for those doors.
Yeah, and I paid for them.
Because you kicked them in.
Yeah.
Why would you?
And I paid for them.
Okay. So my point to you is to sit there and tell me that you've never been violent with anyone, and all your family knows that.
That's not being violent. If I didn't kick her, I kicked the doors. That's totally different.
Why did you kick her doors?
She pissed me off. Instead of taking it out on her, I kicked the door.
What did she do, though, is what I'm asking you to piss you off?
She took my truck.
Isn't that her truck?
No, it was both our truck.
Who makes the payments on it?
I was.
Okay. She was telling everyone she was making the payments on it.
I know she tell everybody everything.
Yeah. Why did you smash her iPad?
I smashed her who?
Her iPad.
iPad.
Yeah, she had an iPad that was all smashed that she said you smashed.
Oh, my iPad.
Her tablet.
That's my iPad.
Well, she said it was hers.
It's purple iPad. If it's purple iPad, got purple cover, it was mine.
You just smashed your own iPad?
Yes.
Any reason?
Yes, because I had pictures in there of the women. And I smashed it.
Okay. Were you going through her phone? Did that piss her off that morning? Not the morning she was killed, but the morning that you guys got into a fight. Were you going through her phone? Is that what started that argument?
Like, me and Andre had understanding. Like, we went through our differences.
Danny.
Andre knew, she knew what I was doing. She knew I talked to other women. She's in the Navy. She gone all the time, so she know. That's common sense.
Danny, I got video of you guys tussling over the phone. You're sitting at the dang bar or whatever. I can't remember if it was the bar or the table, and you're sitting in a chair, and she's sitting on the couch, and she gets up, and you're going through that phone, and she comes over there, and you guys start tussling over that phone. So I'm telling you right now, I've done.
Yeah, it's a phone. Who won't?
Why are y'all tussling over a phone?
That's relationship. People go through shit like that.
I'm not saying people don't go through a rough time,
It's a
but
phone.
when you sit there and tell me that you guys trusted each other,
I never said we trusted each other.
and she knew what you did.
It never came out of my mouth and said
Okay.
we
What did
trusted
you
each
say?
other.
What did you say?
I said all relationships have problems.
Okay, I had problems, but what did you say after that?
I never said.
Didn't you say you had an understanding?
Yeah, we had understanding. There's not trust. I said understand. That's totally different. She know what I did.
So
she know what I was doing.
Did you know what she was doing?
Hmm?
Did you know what she was doing?
I know when you were talking to someone else.
Did that bother you?
No.
It didn't bother you?
No, because I knew what I was doing.
Okay.
Why would something bother me? And
I'm telling you that I have Facebook messages that are totally different than what you're telling me. And you reacting and acting totally different than what you're telling me.
I knew what Andre was doing.
Okay. So why were y'all fighting over a phone?
Fighting over her phone?
Yeah.
Why would I fight over her phone?
I don't know. I don't know if she didn't want you going through it, and you were going through it because you wanted to see who she was talking to. But
I already knew who she was talking to.
Who was she talking to?
You know, I had friends in the Navy too.
So who was she talking
to? Some guy named Terrence. I already knew.
Did you ever talk to Terrence?
Nope.
Had you ever met Terrence?
Nope. Told you I had friends in the Navy. I know.
When you say she was talking to him, do you think they were involved, or just friends?
I don't know. I was doing my own thing. She did hers.
I don't understand why you. When I ask you a question like that, that's a basic question. For you to sit there and tell me that it doesn't bother you, it's odd because I saw your messages between you two, and I know it bothers you.
It's a message.
Okay.
It's a message.
Right.
That's what men do. We play like we mad about it, but we're not because we know what we doing.
Okay.
It's common sense. That's what men do.
This statement is partially fascinating, which causes the detective to take a moment to rethink his approach. Though the line of answers may seem plausible, detectives aren't buying his facade. They continue with the third step of the read technique and begin to produce crucial evidence which directly contradicts Danny's alibi. A text message sent to his phone from Andrea.
It's weird that you're telling me that you were over at her house sometime after 9 o'clock, because when I pull your phone, I find messages from her sent to you saying that she's outside of your house.
In my house.
Yeah, it's right here. Right here at, and you're telling me just after 9 you're over at her house. But then over here at 9:15 it says, hey. And then you say, what, Andrea? You know I can't text me all lies you told. I know, Danny, I'm sorry. I just wanted you out. I'm sorry I told them you kicked me and stuff, but you wouldn't leave me. So I sorry. Right? Mm-hmm. And then you're sending her one back. Now I got to go to court. You guys go on and on and on. She's telling you to forgive her. She tells you that she's outside your door. Why would she tell you she's outside her door, your door, if you're sitting at her house?
That's a good question.
Yeah. It's bullshit. You're over at her house, you're on her phone sending yourself messages. So when you go to court the next day, you can show the judge.
That's bullshit.
Well, I'm staring at it. It's right here. Now, can you explain, and I hate to keep harping on these messages, but can you explain why she would send you a text that she's at your house on the 16th at 9:30 when you, in fact, are in her house? I mean, it's right. I got it right here. Danny, I'm sorry, but it's what it is. I'm not happy with you anymore. That's why I lied, because you wouldn't leave. I'm sorry. Can you open the door? I'm outside your house. Are you going to tell me that you didn't send that?
No.
You're not going to tell me that, okay?
No. Why would
Oh, you did send it
Why would I send something like that?
to help you in court.
That's something. That's something I'm not worried about. It's her phone.
Right. But why would she say I'm outside?
If I had her phone, you can track her phone in my house. You'll know
Right.
where her phone is.
Yes, it wasn't at your house.
Okay,
And
so
never-
I don't have it.
Right, but that's my point. You were at her house.
Yeah, you were at her house getting the charger key.
Why would she send you a text message saying that she's at your house? That makes no sense. You're setting the stage here, Danny.
I'm not saying nothing. Like I said, we can deal with it in court however y'all want.
Okay. Remember we tested you for GSR?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You may have cleaned up, but you tested 2 out of 3 particles for GSR. You don't believe that? You think I'm lying? I'm lying that you tested for 2 out of 3 particles of GSR on your hands. I'm lying about that.
I know you got no gunpowder on my hands. So.
Wow.
I'll tell you how. You shot that woman. And now you're going to sit in this room and you're going to cross your arms and you're not even going to be a man and you're not even going to look at me and let me at least be able to go back to her family and tell them what happened to her. I wish they would have pressed charges on you the first time you beat her up, because then she'd still be alive.
Yeah, that's why they ain't press charges on me either, because they know I ain't do nothing. That's why. If they thought I did something that night, they would came to my mama's house and got it. Just like the police said.
Yeah, it's a process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like this is a process.
And even though they went and got a warrant for you, they were still gathering evidence on that case.
And they didn't get a warrant from me.
What's that?
They didn't get a warrant from me.
They did or didn't?
They didn't.
Yeah, it's because they were still trying to get evidence that we have in this book. Receipts from the handyman from where you kicked in the door, pictures of the door where you kicked in the doors, the actual doors themselves, picture of the tablet you busted up, the report that she wrote, that she submitted electronically, saying what happened. All that is what they were waiting on, and it came too late.
I don't know what to tell you, because I didn't do this.
Okay. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to finish this arrest report. If you need something, just knock on the door, okay? All right, just give us about 15 or 20 minutes and we'll get you over. Water's right.
The interrogation ends at 7:18 as detectives storm out the room after failing to seek a confession. They believe Danny went to Andre's residence where he then got into an argument with her, leading to the fatal shooting. They believe he stole Andre's phone and sent himself text messages to provide himself with an alibi if he were to get caught. He was convicted of the murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He currently is serving his time in Duval County Jail. Thank you to all my channel members. Merry Christmas.